my video. Today, I'm going to be talking about laws that I think should be implemented across the world for hunting for shipwrecks, because right now, rules are necessarily not in favor of treasure hunters. A couple years before 2010, Odyssey Marine Exploration found a shipwreck that they codenamed Black Swan, and it was a Spanish galleon that had $500 million worth of gold and silver coins on it and other artifacts. And in 2010, it went into the court system, and Odyssey Marine Exploration lost out on the treasure, and they spent millions of dollars recovering that treasure, and they didn't get any money out of it. And there's other stuff where rules have not worked in treasure hunters' favors. So these are rules that I think should be in place, and something I'm going to work to get in place in the future. The first law would apply to shipwrecks that are found in open water and not found in countries' territorial waters. If an exploration company finds a shipwreck from Spain, Britain, France, and other countries, they should work out a contract to retrieve the treasure and artifacts. If a contract can't be worked out, then it'll automatically default to the exploration company getting 75% of the treasure. The country that the ship belongs to will get 25% of the treasure. The countries would also get 75% of the historical artifacts. The exploration company would get 25% of the historical artifacts. There would be a 50-50 split on the cannons that are recovered from the shipwreck. Second law, if a shipwreck was discovered in waters controlled by other countries, there would need to be a contract between the country the shipwreck was discovered in, the country it belonged to, and the exploration company. If a contract is not worked out, then it'll automatically default to the exploration company would get 60% of the treasure, the country it belonged to would get 25% of the treasure, and the country the shipwreck was found in would get 15% of the treasure. The country the shipwrecks belonged to would get 65% of the historical artifacts, and the country the shipwreck was found in would get 17.5%, and the exploration company would get 17.5% of the historical artifacts. The country the shipwreck belonged to would get 50% of the cannons, and the country the shipwreck was discovered in would get 25% of the cannons, and the exploration company would also get 25% of the cannons discovered on the shipwreck. Exploration companies should have archaeologists in their company, and some that are divers as well. When exploration companies find shipwrecks, they should have archaeologists on board the boat, and have some that are divers as well. When an exploration company has discovered a shipwreck, they should work with the archaeologists to come up with a recovery plan for the treasure and the artifacts. They will also study the shipwreck to record it for history purposes and do as little damage as possible to the shipwreck. When the wreck is too deep for the divers, the archaeologists will come up with a plan to recover the treasure with the ROV or remotely operated vehicle teams and keep the amount of damage as little as possible to the shipwreck. Another law, if a country or a state tries to stop treasure hunting in their waters like Florida is trying to do right now, the rule will make it illegal for countries and states to stop treasure hunting. In my last rule, I talked about the archaeologists being involved in the recovery of artifacts and treasures. This will help make that rule possible. It will also be illegal for states and countries to use intellectual property owned by the exploration companies that found shipwrecks with other countries the shipwrecks belong to. In a past video, I talked about global marine exploration, finding these shipwrecks off the coast of Cape Canaveral taken away from them. Florida state officials shared the location of the artifacts that were found on board these shipwrecks found by GME. They also colluded with France, and now GME can't do anything with these shipwrecks. If a country or a state does this, the exploration company can sue for damages or what the treasure was valued at. I will probably come up with a lot more laws that I think should be implemented, but this is the final one for now. If a country or a state, the shipwreck was discovered and tries to claim that they found it before an exploration company discovered it, both parties will need to show time-stamped evidence to show who discovered it first. Whoever discovered it first will get to do the salvaging of the shipwreck. There will be people from both parties there to make sure that no one is being cheated out of their share of the pie. Also, first two rules I talked about will apply to this rule. These are rules that I think should be implemented across the world. Finding shipwrecks and recovering the treasure is not fair, and it usually goes to the country the shipwreck belonged to. And the exploration companies, they do not make any money on it. They just lose a whole bunch of money because they've spent money recovering it, and then one moment they have it, and poof, the next moment it's on a plane back to the country it belonged to. So, these are rules that I think should be implemented, and like I said, I will probably come up with more in the future, and I'm going to really work to get these laws into effect in the future, so it is fair for exploration companies to hunt shipwrecks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please share this video with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon down below so I can be notified when I upload videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to like my video. Thank you guys for watching, and if you ain't dreaming, you ain't living. Don't forget to dream big.